I think this is a good time to bring up Drake Bell because rightfully so, a lot of our viewers were upset that he came on the show because of a tweet that he had tweeted out when Caitlyn Jenner was on the cover of Vanity Fair and said that, you know, call me Kate. And he had tweeted out, and we just decided to do this right in the moment. So the tweet was something in the vein of, I will always call you Bruce.
Yeah, still calling you Bruce.
Still calling you Bruce.
Glib, terrible.
Terrible.
Apologize.
But then he apologized, and his apology was, again, we're just doing this in the moment. He said something in the light of, he had always been mine. I'm saying he because this was Caitlyn, but prior, when Caitlyn was Bruce, Bruce was always Drake Bell's favorite athlete, or he said I'd always seen, again, it's not okay, but he did apologize, and people can be better. And why I bring this up is because when you looked at his, and whether his apology was genuine or not, I'd like to believe that it was genuine, and it was just a stupid moment, and he has learned from it. But then when I looked at like our videos and I looked at like his Twitter feed, people are still calling him a transphobic a-hole, a homophobe, die. That's not okay too, and we just want people to change. So give people the opportunity to change. I get why people were upset,
and these aren't exactly the same story because it's very possible that Jared was never interested in child pornography, and Drake is a confessed transphobic utterer of one thing at least.
But he didn't stand by his words. He apologized. He retracted them.
So this is the larger story is not. It's not really about the change in the other person, but really the ability of people who are judging folks who have made decisions or been brought up in stories over time to ask yourself, like, how much is it to me to forgive this person? Or how much is it to me to make sure that I hope this person's life is crap forever?
Yeah, we don't want that. At the end of the day, especially if someone apologized.
And don't get me wrong, I have heard people apologize, and I've made the decision that I want them to be forever, like, just a failure because of how bad it was.
Yeah, I agree. But he also, when same-sex marriage was ruled by the Supreme Court, he was one of the first people to tweet out "Love wins." So again, whether this is like a PR strategy or not, I would like to think that people learn from their mistakes, and that if they continue to show through their actions that they are a loving, tolerant person, then all we can do is support them rather than continue to hold them down because of something that was really stupid.
And my other thing is, like, sometimes I just have an opinion of someone and it stays there, and I'll forget about them. And then when someone mentions that person to me, regardless of how much time has passed or activities that person who I formed that opinion of has gone through and changed, I'll just lazily go like, oh, that person sucks.
Or he's a racist or a homophobe. Yeah. We just got to be careful with that.
If you go through this process and you go, all right, here's what, like for Drake Bell, here's what he did. Like for Jared, it'll be easy. Yeah. Either he was a child molester, or a child pornographer, or not. In which case, that's easy. With Drake, you just have to take that 1 second, and for people who've gone through those similar things, to go like, all right, what has changed since then? If I'm being honest with myself and a decent person, what do I think? If you still think you hate that person, I'm fine with that. Just go ahead and do it. Because you were just honest with the process. And there's people out there who I'm sure are like, no, there's something fundamentally wrong with people who think this way, whatever.
At least you go through the process. You go through the process, and then you can make the deduction of whether you thought it was genuine or not. Just go through the process.
And my decision, my thoughts on having Drake on the show was like, he made an apology, whether he feels like sincere about it or whether the grand dialogue of America and the world provoked him to apologize out of like fear and weakness. I don't care. At least at the end of the discussion, the verdict that we all take is that you shouldn't say stuff like that to people.
I agree, and I thought that his apology was sincere. And I do think if I can surround myself with people, whether they have different opinions of mine or not, that just gives me an opportunity to hopefully they can get a different worldview. They can be more tolerant or empathetic just by having conversations with me. So I think that's an opportunity for me to spread love.